What's happening, YouTube? Corey Smith here, back from CoreFX, bringing you another technical analysis pre-week video through T3 Live here. Thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. It is Football Sunday here in the U.S. We have the playoffs, and I am currently missing the Patriots playing Jacksonville Jaguars right now to make this video, so I really hope you guys enjoy it. I'm just messing around. I am missing the game, but I love making these videos, and I'm never more excited than when the markets reopen for the week ahead. I used to hate Mondays until I got into trading over 5 years ago, and ever since then, Mondays are something to look forward to now. So I love making these videos on Sundays. I love when the markets open, and I hope you guys do too. I hope you guys get a lot out of these videos. In this video, I go over the technical analysis. I break down the majors, the U.S. crosses, and then I pick some of the watch lists that I have to start the week and some pairs I'll be looking to trade. The video I just made before this is the fundamental outlook as well as going over the technicals on each individual index. I hope you guys watch that video and check it out. It's a longer video than this technical analysis as I go over the top performing and underperforming pairs, and I go over last week how the news went and what to look for this week and how to approach this week with trading. So make sure you check that video out too. Like these videos, leave some comments if you have any feedback, and make sure you subscribe to T3 Live's trading page. They got a lot of awesome content on here. I'm going to go ahead and jump into the charts here, starting with the Euro US dollar. As you guys have seen, we've been in a nice uptrend, setting a series of higher highs and higher lows. Last week we had this nice explosive, or 2 weeks ago we had this nice explosive breakout, and we had this higher high formed. Starting last week, I thought we might have gotten a little bit of a pullback, but we did start the week with a bullish candle on Monday last week as well, and we have not been able to pass this 123 resistance over here. As you can see, every time price does come up higher, it pushes down lower. I do want to mention that the market's just reopened, guys. So that's what this candle is. This bar is opening higher here. I guess we did have the dollar open with a little bit of weakness. But this Friday candle close here of this shooting star, along with these other rejection upper wicks here, do have me a little concerned about the euro dollar long. So I think we still are in for a bit of a pullback in the euro dollar. We'll have to wait and see. But I'm not jumping into any trades on it until I get a little bit more confirmation one way or the other where the pair is going. Pound dollar, we're looking at about the same. This purple line up here is going to be a monthly resistance level. And it got pretty close to there with this prior move to the upside, and we have this long explosive move up this past week. Continued it, not really setting much new highs. As you can see, price kind of stayed within this range under this $1.40 up here, but we are still in a very strong uptrend. We are still sitting at highs from the past couple years, and I do expect a little bit of a pullback in this pair as well. I think we'll get the pound to pull back this week. I thought it would last week and it didn't, but we could see it this week. All we can do is try to anticipate what price is going to do, and you can't anchor yourself to any of these beliefs. I just give you guys a little bit of an outlook of what I think could happen. If this continues upward, my analysis is immediately changed, and then I switch to what the market's showing me. So this is just to get a little bit of an idea to start the week, and I do this every day to get an idea of what the pairs are going to do, but have to constantly be willing to change our analysis with the markets, as the market is the real answer and the real king is this price action and what the charts are showing us. But I am expecting pound dollar to show some weakness to start this week here. We'll have to wait and see. Fundamentally, the dollar could continue to get crushed this week, so it might just continue higher, but we'll have to wait and see. Dollar CAD, we are in a downtrend, as you can see, with the 20 crossed below the 50. They're both sloping downward, and we set a nice lower low and a lower high here. We are on strong weekly support, and we do have somewhat of a double bottom forming here. If we break it down a smaller time frame, you can see a little bit better. We had this push and a rally, and we had this push down here. Price failed to break below it. And then at the end of the day, Friday, you can see we had this close above this little resistance of this downtrend here. So we have to wait and see. Got a little bit of a basing pattern as well with this bull pennant. So we could wait for a breakout of that to give us an idea. That is a bearish continuation pattern. But this Friday candle close was a big bull candle off this strong support, engulfing the prior 3 days candles. So that was a pretty significant move, but we will have to wait and see. If we switch it to the weekly chart with the dollar CAD, you can see that we did end last week with a reversal pattern candle. You can see the small upper body with the long lower wick is a hammer candle on this weekly support. Definitely something to be aware of, and this could provide us the potential of this pair moving up this week. But again, this is just giving us an idea. We have to wait and see what price does. Australian dollar ripping higher, continued its upward move this week. We did have a shooting star reversal candle close off this strong weekly resistance. So this is another pair that we could see a retracement, a little bit of a sell-off back down into this zone. If we break it down to the 4 hour and we take this Fibonacci retracement tool, let's see if we get a Fibonacci level. So we got the 23.6 right up here on this prior resistance. That is a pretty strong level. We could see price retrace back to that. If we take it down to Fibonacci on this prior move, what we're looking at here, we've got it on the 618. So multiple confirmations that this is a Fibonacci retracement level down in here from this big move, as well as from this prior swing low to swing high. So this is a good area to look for trend continuation setups to get back in the direction of the trend, or we could continue higher or just move sideways. We'll have to wait and see. New Zealand dollar, similar chart. We have formed a high basing pattern here below this very strong weekly overhead resistance. Price is moving sideways. The moving averages are starting to catch up. We were pretty extended here after this strong move, but we'll wait and see if we get a similar setup. If we get a pullback down to this zone, I'll be looking for buys, or if we break higher here, I'll be looking for it to come back and retest before continuing higher. But again, have to wait and see where we have price going. Dollar yen, I had a nice trade off of this bearish move last week. We had this lower low set, then price rallied up to this lower high. This is also a strong support and resistance zone. As you can see here, all these candles respecting it. On the 4 hour, just to give you guys an idea of this setup, I had a Fibonacci level with this swing move lower. We hit the Fibonacci 382, one of my favorite levels on the Fibonacci. We had this bearish engulfing candle off of this spinning top, which also we had a big upper rejection wick here off this zone. So this was a nice short opportunity I got out Friday down here around these lows. Wait to see what the yen's doing here. It is still showing bearish price action, but you could see this Friday long wick showed that it did end slightly higher. Again, this dollar impact news could have an effect. You can see this gap that we opened all the way down here. These gaps are pretty likely to fill, but we'll have to wait and see. This could just remain basing sideways. We're on a strong weekly trend line, so we could get a little bit of a bounce here, like this big bullish engulfing candle we had bounced off last week, but we'll have to wait and see where price wants to go. Dollar Swiss franc, we are in a strong downtrend here. We had this strong move lower to form this lower low. This trend line has now been broken again and kind of retested. We'll have to wait and see if price is going to rally more this week. We had a bullish close on Friday. You can see price tried to move all the way lower down to here, but quickly buyers came into the market and actually pushed price all the way back up. So this is a pretty big daily move that the Swiss franc dollar had here. And we are still moving sideways in a low base, so we'll have to get a little bit more confirmation as to which way this is going. But price is heading downward. All the moving average is now sloping downward. 20 just crossed the 200. 50s, the 20s below the 50, and we are heading lower pretty hard. So definitely more on the short side, but we're going to have to wait for more confirmation either way before entering. Pound Swiss franc is one of the pairs that I like this week. As you can see, we broke above this strong resistance level that I covered last week. Last Wednesday with this strong bullish engulfing candle with a break and close above this resistance. We now have been trading above it since then. We had this nice lower rejection wick off this bullish candle, and now we have start to the week, price is looking to be moving higher. So I'm going to be looking for long opportunities on the pound franc, looking for confirmation, make sure you stick to your trading plan. But it's a good trending pair to look up with. Euro New Zealand. This one I've been covering as well. We've been respecting this daily trend line. A nice bearish engulfing last week off of it. And then some small indecision candles since then. This is a very nice zone. We had a little bit of a gap up here. And it is, as you guys can see, still within this zone of this trend line. This trend line, these zones are pretty flexible, just like with support and resistance. So it is still in that zone. And I'm expecting this pair to move lower as well, as we have a nice downtrend here. With this being a lower high, we could see it move down back to this swing low, possibly even set a new lower low. I also like the Euro Swiss franc. As you guys can see, we've been in an uptrend here. Price has been making a series of higher highs and higher lows. It was pretty range bound here, but then we had a breakout. Price pulled back to retest the broken resistance, turn support, and we had a nice Friday close of a bullish engulfing off of this support. And price now gapped higher. So I do think that we are going to be looking higher with this pair. I think we're looked upside. Counter trend line broke. We had a nice bull pullback, which I think could continue to the upside now. New Zealand dollar, Canadian dollar is another one on my watch list. Another pair I've been analyzing a lot on my social media networks. We had a higher high, higher low, higher high, and we are now in a bullish continuation pattern. We're in a high base here. We could pull back a little bit more to this daily trend line and retest, setting a higher low before continuing higher, or we could just break this resistance and push higher. This 200 SMA will probably cause a little bit of a slowdown, but then our next real major area is going to be this weekly resistance all the way up here at around 92. So definitely something we want to be watching, paying attention to, and I think this new higher high is in store for this week. New Zealand Swiss franc. Another one that we have a nice uptrend, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. We set a higher low. Last week we closed with a nice hammer candle off this support, off this trend line, and we tapped the 20 SMA here. So I think this pair is also ready to now move higher and set a new higher high, or at least retest this prior swing higher high that we set before this pullback. Another nice setup here though. A good trading week. If you guys watched my last video, I went over the events going on this week, and I think it is going to be a good opportunity this week. Last week was some very choppy price action. However, I think this week we'll get some more follow through, and we'll get some more continuation of some of these strong trends, and we'll have to wait and see. Take it one day at a time. But I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch these videos. I hope you enjoy them. I hope you get something out of them. Leave me some feedback. Check out the website, corefxtrading.com. And T3 Trading, check them out too. They got some great content. Check out their page on here. And I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch these videos again. Thank you very much. That covers it, and I will see you guys next week.